Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me for week 2. This is our second episode. My name is Dyon Davidson, owner and designer, creative director of Beadly Speaking Jewelry. As you see, I'm wearing some of my pieces today, as I did last week as well. I forgot to mention that. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook under Beadly Speaking, and also on Twitter. Today's topic or title is Flare Not, You Are Not Alone. A lot of people diagnosed with lupus and any other autoimmune diseases often feels like you're alone in what you're feeling. So I wanted to cover some symptoms today, because people often ask, how do you know, or how did you know that you have or had lupus? What were some of the symptoms that you experienced? And, how can you go about getting checked for those symptoms? Well, in the beginning, before I even had pain, because obviously pain is one of the signs that will get you going, but there's some other signs that should be red flags for you to ask your doctor to investigate further before you even have pain. So you want to think about if you have redness or any rashes on your face. And it starts somewhere around the nose and spread to your cheeks. In 2012, this was a year before I was even diagnosed, in the summer of that year, and it wasn't sunburn. Yes, I worked at a summer camp, but it wasn't sunburn. I had this huge rash, and just washing my face with water was painful. It was a really horrible feeling. And at the time, I knew a nurse. I still know her, Cynthia Gooden of Miss Pretty Spa Luxuries. She made a vegan skincare product, and I use it on my face to get rid of the rash. It was very flaky and dry, but it was really painful. Like I said, not even water could touch my face. So if you have like a rash that is shaped like a butterfly, that's on the face. So that's something to look out for if you have that. Persistent fatigue. No matter how much sleep you get, it's still never enough. You could sleep a whole entire day and you still wake up like, dang, I'm still tired. My family being Jamaican, they're like, dang, you still asleep? You still tired? You only have one job. I got 3 jobs and I'm not tired. And you've gotten a whole day and a half, 2 days sleep. You've slept for the whole week and you're still tired. So that type of fatigue. Sometimes I found myself falling asleep at a red light. The light is red and I wake up, everybody around me is blowing a horn because the light is now green. That kind of fatigue, which is dangerous. I fell asleep one time on the toilet. I went to go pee and fell asleep. Yeah, I know that's probably TMI. I'm just giving you an example of how real fatigue gets for some of us. Something else that should have been a red flag when I was a teenager. I was home alone one day because I had a really bad cold and I passed out. When I called my mom, she came home, took me to the doctors. They found out that my white blood cell count was really low, and it's been low ever since. So I probably was about 15 at the time. Red flag there. So persistent blood count anemia. So that I was diagnosed with low iron, but it was way beyond low iron. It's like nothing could help. Iron pills, my body does not absorb it. And for years that's been going on. So before people say, why don't you just take iron pills? It doesn't work. So we've tried that over the years and it has not been successful. Now that I'm older, I get iron infusions when it gets dangerously low. They might do those for a period of a few months just to get the iron level up a little bit, and then once it's up they stop it, and I'll go on, and then a few more months or maybe a year later, when it drops again, I have to go back and do iron infusions weekly again. So another thing that's very uncomfortable, that really messed with my self-esteem, because I didn't want to tell anybody about it because it sounds horrible. People judge you, and I judge myself when I discovered this, was mouth and nose sores. Cause people often attribute those with some type of sexually transmitted disease, and I'm like, I ain't sleeping with nobody, so I don't know where that comes from. So like the roof of my mouth was really sore, or the inside of my cheeks, and then my nose. So when I went to the doctors, I was like, what's going on? They're like, oh, okay, let's take a deeper look at that. So those were signs too. And that started in 2013 as well. So whenever my nose does that, when I get sores in my nose now, I just get some extra virgin olive oil on a Q-tip, and I just dab that twice a day until it heals. I don't even go to the doctors because they're ready to put me on more medicine, and I'm not trying to hear that. I don't even like taking pills. Another symptom is if you have fever for with over 100-degree temperature for a few days, which that happened to me way back in 2008, 2009. I kept having these fevers that were reoccurring, and by the time I got to the doctor, she was like, "Oh, you're fine," but it kept happening. So they brushed that off a while back. Chest pains. Um, Chest pains. At one point, I felt like I was having a heart attack in early 2013 in the spring, and I went to the ER and they did an EKG and everything was fine. EKG was fine. There was nothing, but the chest pains were really bad. And I still get those from time to time, and not from working out, just normal. I still get pain in my ribs when I take a deep breath. So chest pains when I take a deep breath, and sometimes in my ribs. So I'm just like, all right, I'm just not going to take a deep breath today or this week, whenever it happens, when I'm in a flare up. This next symptom is huge. Protein in the urine. Yeah. So the protein level in your urine should be 0 to 100, less than 100, basically 0 to 80, less than 100. And mine was 10 times that amount. So when the doctor looked at me and said something is wrong, and that's a sign of kidney disease or kidney failure, something is going on with that. So not just lupus, but also kidney problems. So that's how they knew that my kidneys were damaged. And from there they did a biopsy, a kidney biopsy. And I'll talk more about that kidney biopsy in future videos because that's a whole nother animal. So that being high, and actually at the end of last year, this is January now, in December when I went in to see my nephrologist, my kidney specialist, my update was that I have 0 protein in my urine. So it takes work, decrease your salt and all that. Sudden hair loss. I actually had locks that were way down my back. My hair was thinning so bad that I shaved my head in 2011. My hair was falling out way back when. And I wore my hair shaved bald for a few years. I just started letting it grow last year. So unexplained hair loss. If you have blood clots or seizures, some people have had strokes. That's how they knew that they had lupus. This next thing is ongoing for me because my fingertips, when I'm cold, my fingertips turn purple or blue, and my toes. So I invested in some gloves from Under Armour for like $50, which is ridiculously expensive, but it's worth it because the regular gloves in the stores are just not cutting it. And even the Under Armour gloves are still letting cold air seep in. That's how serious my fingertips are. And I wear gloves all year round. So I keep my gloves all year round. It's not just in the winter, because in the summer when the air is on, my fingers and my toes still get extremely cold and numb. So at work in the summertime, it's nice to wear open toe shoes and wear your cute little sandals. I don't have that luxury. I can do that when I'm not at work. So those are the symptoms. So flare not, you are not alone. I'm currently in a flare. My hairline, hair loss. My hairline, sometimes I get this cradle cap around here and my hair falls out. So that's another thing that tells me that I'm flaring if I don't even feel the pain. So I know that it's coming. Right now, my lower body from my waist down is in pain, but I still work out because when I don't, the pain is worse. So I keep moving. So just know, be encouraged. Keep moving even though it hurts, because when you don't move, it makes the pain that much worse. So I love you all. Be encouraged in whatever you're going through. Just know that lupus did not attack your body to kill you. Whatever your situation is, just know that it will turn around. I am a witness that it has changed my life. It's actually made me a better person. I'm more calm. I'm more calm now than before, and I'm grateful for every experience that has happened to me because it's made me a better person. Until next time, please like this video, share it, drop a comment below, please subscribe, and encourage somebody else that's going through this process. Share this video with them and let them know that they're not alone. This flare will pass. You are not alone. Love you. See you next time.